1.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the After Hours Gaming League with Pengwin and Rifkin. We're here today with week number 6 between none other than Zynga and Storm8, two teams that we have not had the pleasure of casting just yet. Looking forward to this quite a bit. And who do we have spawning as our players, Mr. Rifkin?
Well, in the top right corner of the map, playing for Storm8, it is none other than the Blue Zerg Final Bug. It's Zynga in chat there with a scumbag.
His opponent, playing for Zynga, going to be none other than Preposterous, the Red Zerg. I have to say, the beginning of the game chat was pretty preposterous.
Yeah,
I'm just worried that their games might be a little bugged.
Okay, I see what you did there. Player names, you're so cute, Penguin. But no, all self-promotion aside, as we saw there, it's ZVZ. It's Heart of the Swarm, folks. Welcome, welcome. How do you think this
Now,
match...
we've had some... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, how do you think this match is going to go? We've seen quite a few mirror matchups in the AHGL so far.
Yeah, the first couple of weeks we saw a lot of people sending out Terrans, a lot of Terran victories, but over the last couple of weeks it does look like these teams have finally learned how to play against the Terran race. And we're going to be seeing two players that are not Terran in our first game, as you so graciously pointed out before. And this is going to be a very interesting game, I think, because it's ZVZ, as you mentioned, and ZVZ in HOTS goes one of two ways. It goes either Super Mega All-In mode, and that's less likely on this map, just because it's a very defendable map. But the other thing that can happen quite a bit is Mutaling versus Mutaling, which is always something that I really like watching, because it's just really, really dynamic and comes down to a lot of micro and such. And, well, on this map, that's what I would probably expect to be the most likely course of action, Rifkin.
I gotta say here as well, this is probably the first time in about 100 ZVZs where both players have chosen to go for either spawning pool or lair first. Like, so often you see one go spawning pool 15, the other goes hatchery 15, and it's like, we discussed the mechanics and the pros and cons of both, but the reality is, it's so inconsequential to the actual outcome of the game.
Yeah, I think the best way, I can't remember who it was who described it like this, but it's pretty much both players taking a, they want to go to the same place, they want to end up at the same place, but they're just taking slightly different routes to get there. But in this case, they're taking exactly the same route, down to, actually, the only difference right now is that Preposterous wants to go scouting a little earlier, getting a couple lanes out. Earlier gas as well, not really going to be that consequential, most likely.
Well, it's funny, on Heart of the Swarm, I mean, like, I've seen, from the pro streams to, like, my actual experiences on ladder, there's a lot of sort of zergling, not even bailing, but just zergling all-ins that happen.
Yeah, zergling pressure is something that is becoming increasingly popular just because you have the players who do try to get very, very fast lair, very, very fast Mutalisks out, because a lot of the games do end up in Ling Muta versus Ling Muta. So if you can catch one of the guys who's just very, very greedy and punish him for that, it can be very, very deadly. It does look like both players are just going to be drawing up for now, though. Preposterous is going to confirm the existence of an expansion, not even going to run up into the main, though.
An expansion? Preposterous.
He actually already knew it was there for the Overlord as well, so the Lings didn't really do much of anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, personally, as a Terran player, I'll never understand, like, how... I don't know, you get the Overlord Highway in the middle of the map, it's kind of a map where it's like, well, it's Zerg versus Zerg, we might as well just turn the Fog of War off. I mean, like, really...
That's true. I mean, especially on a map like this, there's so many attack paths that can be used to sort of baffle your opponent in the other matchups. But in ZVZ, it's like, oh, okay, there's an attack path there, I guess I'll just put an Overlord there. And Jesus Christ, Rifkin, we have these guys... It's 5 minutes 30, and these guys are still playing essentially down to the letter exactly the same way. We've got Baneling Nests on the way up. Yeah, I mean, Baneling Nests on the way up, Spines on the way up. There's only a little bit of a... I think there's a tiny advantage for Final Bug in the drone count right now. He is about to... Yeah, there we go. He takes a slight advantage there, 25 to 26, just cutting the initial set of Lings that Preposterous made. And even 4 Lings coming out for both players now. They're just both playing so evenly.
This is actually really cool. I kind of get caught off guard talking about this, because as I start talking about it, that's when the deviations happen. Yeah, 14 Lings. So I'm just going to stop right there. I can never talk about the beauty of a mirror matchup without someone ruining it. Preposterous, damn you.
As you did say, though, we have 10 more Lings on the way. They are going to be popping right now, and it looks like he does want to put on quite a bit of aggression here. His only Baneling Nest is complete as well.
There's not only a Spine Collar, but a nice wall starting up here for our Storm8 player. And I mean, a couple Banelings, some nice positioning on these Queens. He should be able to handle this very easily.
he should, but he is getting 10 drones at the moment, which could just put a bit of a wrench in this whole plan.
But here comes the double
yeah, there we
chamber.
go, full wall off gun. This is, of course, going to mean if he lets this wall finish, this is going to allow Preposterous to take a third and just do whatever he wants, just get tons and tons of drones. Because, of course, he knows his opponent will not be able to move out. But he is opting for an earlier layer himself.
Yeah, for anyone who might be one of the more casual StarCraft players, fear not, there are no map hacks at play here. There are just overlords all over the map, and our Storm8 player did see all those Zerglings coming across the field.
Yeah, this is actually a really big investment from him, especially since he's actually getting the 12 lings behind this. This would have been really nice for him if he just droned up behind this, but he's going to be behind in drones now.
With his Overlord, too, he saw the full wall off. I'm really interested in why he continued. I mean, like, we had the Banelings come out. Where are they? Okay, they're going back home, but... Yeah, I mean,
but actually, Preposterous is pretty far ahead at this point. He's up by 6 workers because Final Bug did just make a ton of links instead of drones. And he also invested quite a bit in these additional Evo chambers just to wall off, and the double spine crawler. So he's actually behind in his lair timing. He's behind in the third base timing as Preposterous is able to throw his down, and Final Bug isn't going to be able to do anything about that. And Preposterous is even ahead in the Spire timing. So Final Bug falling a little bit behind here, but we'll see if he can utilize these Evo chambers to get maybe... He can, of course, get double upgrades if he so desires from these Evo chambers, maybe take an advantage there.
It's really hard to get around Mutalisks, though. I mean, when you're that far behind, I mean, even when you're on even Spire timing, you know, even just having that one extra Mutalisk can change the game. Our Red Zerg player is going to have Mutalisks out so much faster, so much earlier, and have more out than Final Bug.
Yeah, the biggest thing right now is going to be he is getting a third hatchery himself, so his larva production is going to be on par, but this is not a third base, which means that he's going to be down 2 gas geysers to his opponent, and he's going to be behind almost a minute in the upgrades, because the Spire 4 Preposterous is about 50 seconds ahead, and he even scouts his opponent. He sees the Spire of Final Bug. Has Final Bug seen his opponents yet? No, he has not scouted his opponent at all.
Well, it's ZVZ on Heart of the Storm, though. It's fairly safe to assume Mutalisks will be out. They're kind of the new metagame. No matter what the matchup is, it's like, oh, it's 8 minutes in the game, let's get a Spire.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really work versus Terran that much right now, but I do see your point in the other 2 matchups. And yeah, there we go, 6 links on the way. 6 mutas on the way, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Preposterous, he's got a nice amount of Banelings that were never wasted on that wall. He's got a ton of Zerglings at home. Even if he didn't have the Mutalisks, the current Zerglings on the field for Storm8, or sorry, Final Bug, they're just not that big of a threat.
We are finally going to be seeing Final Bug taking his own third, even going straight for the double gas as well. I do like this, just so they will be done when he's able to move units on over, drones on over. And we do see a couple of links moving on in to try to deny this, but there are a lot of links on the field for Final Bug, and this should not be able to deny this.
No, he should absolutely be chased off, if not kill the Zerglings. Meanwhile, though, we do have Mutalisks starting to clean up Overlords around the map. This is going to really shut down our blue Zerg on his map vision. Look at this. Just pop. Pop.
Actually, I pointed out earlier, one of the biggest advantages that Preposterous is going to have is the upgrade advantage, but he actually took about 30 seconds to actually start his, so he's only about 20 seconds ahead in upgrades right now, so Final Bug's going to be a bit happy about that.
Yeah, and somehow Final Bug actually has the Mutalisk lead right now, too, 7-6.
No, I don't think that's going to last long, though. He is supply blocked pretty hardcore at the moment. But,
Mutalisks are going to slip off the Banelings. I actually really like that.
That's 50 gas for free right there, and Foster is still in quite a nice supply lead. He is up by 20 workers at this point, and now he's at the point where he doesn't need any more drones. He can just make mutas, lings, mutas, lings, mutas, and lings.
Well, the thing, too, despite the gas lost from that, it suddenly makes his own Zerglings more viable. He doesn't have to worry about the threat of those Banelings. Now, there are no Spore Crawlers.
Sorry, we do see a bit of a Mutalisk poke in the natural here, but the other thing to notice is that Final Bug did get +1 for his speedlings, which means they will not die to 1 Baneling. So that's one of the things that we do have to keep in mind. And his lings are obviously going to tank quite a bit more, but there is a nice little engagement of Mutalisks in the middle of the map. Preposterous does pull on back before the lings get there.
Yeah, both players choosing to disengage. I mean, it's kind of a risky fight. With such low Mutalisk numbers, you can't really ensure your victory there.
Yeah, and especially Preposterous did very nicely to pull on back there. The lings for Final Bug probably would have been enough to turn the tide of the battle in his favor. Of course, lings do tank half of the damage from the Mutalisks with the glaive bounce.
So what I wanted to point out, though, is, we've had recent changes in Heart of the Storm to make Spore Crawlers more efficient and a lot more deadly versus Mutalisks, and I'm quite shocked that we didn't have any here from Final Bug, but, he was very quick to put down Spine Crawlers early on.
Here we go, a couple of Banelings actually moving into the natural mineral line, but there's nothing there, the third mineral line, rather. Here come the lings for both players. Looks like Final Bug going to come out ahead in the ground fight. Mutalisks are going to be chased on out, though. We do have pretty even Mutalisk numbers at this point. 16 Final Bug to the 14 of Preposterous. And Final Bug's actually going to push him back. all the way to his base.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really solid defense. He got some good Baneling hits off, and the Zergling numbers are just so numerous. But the Baneling's connecting to all of them. They don't care. They go right to the middle line, going straight for the heart of those queens.
We do have a nice little engagement on the Mutas, though. More Mutas for Final Bug means he does come out ahead there. Get some really, really nice trading there. You will lose one Mutas to a Spore Crawler, but overall, Final Bug did a very good job to not only hold his own third, but push his opponent back and definitely take an advantage in the workers lost. The big problem for him now is his fourth base that's established for Preposterous.
Yeah, and he is mining from it too. We did see the Spore Crawlers coming to a little bit of effect there. As you said, one of the Mutas was picked off, and they now have double damage versus Biological. And oh, we got a nice engage here in the middle of the map. Unfortunately, a lot of these Zerglings underneath are going to soak these glaives, Pengwin. We'll have to see how this Mutalist battle.
It looks like the Mutas are just too much, though, and he does force them away. Pretty even trade there overall. As you said, the Mutas did have the help of the Lings tanking there for them, but he does force him back. Final Bug's no longer posturing outside his fourth. Actually, I'm wrong about that. He's moving out with quite a few Lings to try to take out that fourth.
Yeah,
Not sure how successful this is going to be.
I like the fact that these guys have continued with the Ling production, though. They know their opponents have Mutalisks, and while Mutalisks, yeah, they hit Zerglings, there's so many of them that they can't really clean them up very fast, is the problem. Look at this. Oh, man, can he pick off some more drones? Getting right into the
third. Meanwhile,
here.
there's Lings moving into the third of Final Bug as well, and there's really not that many drones there. He will pick off the Queen, and the gas mining is essentially nullified there. It looks like he may even get the hatch.
Base is also under attack. There's so much going on the map right now. 3 different locations being hit by a lot of units. Preposterous does clean his up, but Final Bug has nothing at home. He's going to lose his third base location.
And that is actually going to be absolutely horrendous for him. He is now only at half the gas income of his opponent. The Mutalisks are going to engage without Link support in the middle of the map, and Preposterous has the better numbers by the looks of it.
Yeah, the reinforcements trying to come in, but I mean, these glaives, it comes down to the random glaive bounces. Will they help focus fire, or will they... But it looks like it's pretty even trading right now. We see 10 Mutalisks to 8. This is not too bad of a trade in the middle of the map, but both players kind of losing a lot. I say Final Bug coming out a little bit further behind after losing at their base, though.
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing now is going to be the gas income. He didn't really lose that many drones there because he was only really mining gas there, but losing the hatchery means that Preposterous now has 8 geysers to the 2 of his opponent. And these Lings in the middle of the map, that's another inefficient trade for him. The Mutalisks helping out for Preposterous. And this is now, I mean, at this point, Final Bug cannot afford any of these bad trades. He's coming in with more Lings to try to pick up the fourth, but the Spine Crawlers are going to be enough to defend. It doesn't kill anything.
Really nice transfuses keep that other Spine alive there, too. So, I mean, this base did not really suffer any losses at all. And, okay, GG coming out of Final Bug.